And welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we have a very quick and simple one for you. We are just doing a very simple preparation of duck breast for you. And it's really quick, it's very easy to do, it doesn't take very much time. Now we're using for ours a smoked and already pre-cooked cured duck breast, but this will work the same for raw as well. This is our only ingredient this time. We are just doing a very simple duck breast. Like I said, this one has been smoked and pre-cooked, but if you also have raw, just plain duck breast, you can do the same thing. Now the first thing we're going to do, we are going to put some scores through the skin and part way through the fat. Now duck breast has a lot of fat on it. It's a very rich meat. We want to just score the skin. This is going to help the skin get a little bit crispy and help some of that fat render out. And it's going to basically sear in its own fat in the pan. So we are going to just cut partway through. We don't want to cut all the way through to the meat. We just want to cut a little bit through, partway through the fat. And then we'll get this beautiful sort of crisscross pattern on the top once it has been cooked as well. And it helps to have an extremely sharp knife for this because you just want to very gently drag it across, and it's just going to just slightly cut into the skin and partway through the fat. Now, like most proteins, we are going to give this a little bit of seasoning, so a little bit of salt and some fresh cracked black pepper on there. This is for seasoning and also to help that Maillard reaction, so we'll get a nice sear on there and we'll get some really nice color, which will bring us a lot of flavor. And then we're just going to pop that skin side down in our extremely hot pan. Now this is a carbon steel pan, which is ideal for this sort of thing. So we're just going to pop that in there, and you can see how quickly that fat starts to render out. It's already sizzling. We did not add anything to this pan before we added the duck. So that fat just starts to render out, and you can see it's really sizzling under there. You can also see the color from the bottom here from the smoking. And we're just going to let that sear for a little while until it gets a little bit of color on it. And I'm just going to show you the whole time. We're not going to leave it on that side for very long. And there we go. Chef Caleb's just going to flip that over. And you can see that beautiful color on there. That's fantastic. So a little bit of browning, a little bit of crispiness. And then we're going to take our carbon steel pan from here and pop it into the oven just to finish off in there. And again, as I said, this will work about the same. Cooking times will vary a little bit between something that's pre-cooked like this and something that is raw. But it's basically the same process. You'll still get this beautiful crispy skin on one side, and the duck will be beautifully cooked all the way through. A lot of that fat has rendered out, and again, the duck is basically cooking in its own rendered fat. It's fantastic. So we're just going to put that on a plate. We're just going to let that rest for a little while. So your best bet is to just lightly tent that with some tin foil, let it rest for a little while, get the rest of your dish together. And then we're going to slice this. So once it is rested, you want it to rest about as long or a little bit longer than it is cooked, which will help the juices sort of stay in when you cut it so that you don't end up with all that amazing juice and flavor on your cutting board. We're just going to cut this into some nice little thin slices. And we've already assembled a plate for these, so this is going to go on our plate. We've got this beautiful salad and some mashed Jerusalem artichokes. And again, duck is an extremely rich and delicious poultry, and will go very, very well with something that has a nice sour, sort of astringent dressing on it. And is perfect for this sort of thing. And it's super, super simple. Like I said, this was a really quick one, and we hope you'll give this a try if you can find some beautiful duck breast at a grocery store near you. So if you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.